Today, I want to talk about the near and far enemies of the brahmaviharas. The far enemy is the easiest to recognize. It's the opposite of the brahmavihara. The near enemy is more subtle. It masquerades so closely to the real quality, it could easily be mistaken for it. It's easy to be duped by the imposter. So today I'd like to spend time on the near enemy. Before we begin, let me raise our awareness about the view from which we're relating. You see, the near and far enemies arise when the self is on the scene, not mindfulness, the self. When mindfulness is present, the view shifts out of the identified, opinionated, judgmental posture and into a more non-judgmental, non-identified, or less identified posture of caring attention. The brahmaviharas arise out of the mindful view, not the self view. So yes, of course, we can all personally grow a little kinder, and we could benefit from that. A therapist's main task is to help people to like and care about themselves a little bit more. And this is important and useful. But mindfulness helps to widen the sphere of caring attention, not only to include our own well-being, but the well-being of others and the world at large. Can you feel that distinction? When Susan is on the scene, she has motives. If she loves someone or something, it's natural or easy to want to hold on and to get possessive. Welcome to the narrow straits of the self. When the view shifts into a mindful view, seeing and feeling with kinder eyes from a less personal perspective, awareness can be more open to impermanence, imperfection, and the impersonal nature of reality. It can see that nothing lasts and can begin to adapt to that reality. And from there, it can also bring forth appreciation for what is here right now. But since most of the time we are in our own perspective, well, it's good to pause and ask, what perspective am I viewing this from? If we can see the perspective that's operating, we then have a place to begin to make a course correction. When judgment is on the scene, you are on the scene. When clinging is on the scene, you are on the scene. When jealousy, anger, anxiety, or indifference are present, you are on the scene. For me, understanding this makes the shift a bit easier. It relaxes the impulse to judge myself. I simply notice that I've wobbled out of the mindful view and into the self view, and I gently wobble back. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. We're learning a new way of relating. All right, so let's begin with looking at the near enemies. The near enemy of metta, or loving kindness, is attachment. Both arise from seeing the good qualities in another person, but with attachment, we cling. We often want unrealistic expectations. This pollutes our affection with possessiveness and neediness. Love becomes conditional. It is no longer freely offered. We may love our children and be deeply invested in their success and happiness, whatever that means to us, and believe that we know best what they should do. Can you feel the stickiness of that kind of love? This stickiness is a marker that the self-view, that we are in the self-view. The far enemy of metta is anger or fear, hatred in that territory. These are poison for the body, heart, mind. They hurt us long before they hurt anyone else. Good to know. Compassion's near enemies are pity, grief, or overwhelm. Again, think of that as a territory. Pity may seem like compassion, but often has a superficial feeling of sadness for another person's suffering. It's without a deeper understanding or connection to the experience. We don't understand the struggle. Pity can also arise while watching the news. You know, we can feel, but we really can't fully relate because we're not there. This is why sometimes pity can feel a little condescending or patronizing, right? Grief can also resemble compassion, but here the sadness is ours. We may be too close when a family member is sick or struggling with addiction or depression. But in grief and in overwhelm, we feel too much and we sink under the weight of the task, under the weight of the feeling that the suffering is evoking in us. The opposite of compassion is cruelty. Mudita, or joy, can turn into a sense of intoxication with one's own or another's joyful situation. The near enemy is exuberance. Here we take the good feeling just a little too far. Or we try to keep the joy going when it's really just a passing show. We want to hold on to it. We know people hooping and hollering till the bitter end of a celebration, and it ceases to be about the celebrant and more about them, right? Joy too far. When joy is based on worldly possessions and sensual delights, well, we can become entranced by them. Think new gadgets. We're generally, at the beginning, enamored with them. Sure, there's momentary gratification, but it doesn't last. The opposite of joy is boredom and envy. Again, a territory. Equanimity. Equanimity's near enemy is indifference or apathy. They may look similar to equanimity, but they lack heart and care. True equanimity holds joy and pain equally. It stands in the timeless middle of the situation and can see all sides. The far enemy of equanimity is anger, prejudice, and partiality. Near enemies can arise because we have inserted ourselves into the picture. They look and sound so similar to the real quality that we can think that that's the real feeling. But we can also feel the difference. We know when we're attached and we don't want to let go. We know what that feels like, that kind of holding on. We know when our caring has sunk into overwhelm and we feel the weight of the world on our shoulders. We know when joy has tipped into exuberance and we can't stop ourselves from laughing. We know when the perspective has leaned to indifference or has leaned to judgment. We know because we know how it feels inside. And that is the encouragement, actually, is to get to know how these differences feel from within your experience. When you notice a near enemy has reared its head, take a breath, come back inside, and adjust the view. Soften the identification and the judgment, and orient towards a mindful view. We can do this. It's for our welfare and for the welfare of all the beings that we encounter to pay attention to the near enemies. Thank you for your kind attention. All right, everyone, let's gently turn the attention to the body, open it up. Take some nice big inhalations, nice big exhalations as you do this. Give the body whatever supports it needs to feel more comfortable. And if it feels helpful, gently close the eyes, let go of the outside world, and tune in to the whole body breathing from inside. Feel the expansion under the ribs or down into the belly. Feel the gentle releasing of that all the way down into the base, onto the ground. Let the tensions in the body unwind with each exhalation. And soften the gaze. Feel into an atmosphere that's welcoming, that feels allowing and spacious. And for this meditation, we're going to notice when we get caught in an afflictive mind state. When we notice that, take a breath, let go of the thought, tether attention to the breath to the body to the ground, and feel. Breathe and feel. With caring attention, and let the tension unwind. Notice when you get caught in an afflictive mind state. Take a breath. Drop down into the body. Feel what it feels like. And breathe and offer kind, caring attention as the tension unwinds. Soften. Soften the gaze. Soften the attitude. Soften the breath. Soften the body. And in the last few minutes of the meditation, settling back and opening up the field of attention, sensing All of us sitting here with you and you sitting here with us. And maybe bringing forth a little appreciation and gratitude for having good company. How nice it is to sit with others. Breathe and let every cell of the body receive that message of appreciation and gratitude. Thank you all for your practice.